Many years ago, I had literally zero dating experience, and I kept telling myself, well, it will work itself out, the right girl will show up eventually. But when I finally liked someone, I ended up getting rejected or just saying something dumb that ruined all the attraction with the girl. And that's why after all that time, I realized that dating will not work itself out magically. There is no fairy tale or destiny or soulmates. If you want real results in dating, then you need to create them. So I completely gave up on relying on luck. I worked on my presentation and started to change the way that I put myself out there. I learned how to meet women and how to be more confident around them. And after putting in all of that work, I started to get results bit by bit. And you want to do the same thing for your dating life. Never rely on luck or believe that it will work itself out magically, because that's not how it works. And follow for more dating tips.
This is the worst story that I've ever heard of scarcity in dating. I met this guy many years ago when I was doing a gig somewhere. He was in his late 30s and he told me that he was obsessed with a girl that he met in high school. And he knew that she was married and had kids, but he still wanted to get with her. She was living across the country and he told me, well, if she calls, I'll drop everything and go there. And that is not romantic. That is just scarcity and it's just delusional. Because that level of one-nighters is not just ruining your dating life, it's ruining everything in your life. And it's so bad because that woman moved on and she never thought about him anymore. He basically built an entire identity around a fantasy. And you never want to let this happen to you. Get abundance in your dating life and work on your skills so that you never have to cling on to a fantasy like this guy had to. If you want to become that guy that has an abundance of dating options, then follow this page.
Here is how I completely gave up on frugality. Years ago, I used to be frugal as hell and I only bought the cheapest clothes. And I thought that this was smart, to save money. And I looked super cheap and women didn't want to have anything to do with me. Then one day a friend of mine told me, well, how do you expect women to like you if you look like a kid and you always spend so cheap on yourself? And that hurt in the moment, but it was the brutal truth. I gave up on all my excuses and I invested in a proper wardrobe. And then suddenly women started to take me seriously. And that's why you want to stop bargaining with your potential. Always invest in yourself because frugality is unattractive. And follow for proper dating tips. Here's how a friend of mine ruined everything with his girlfriend. And this is also what most men do wrong when they get the girl. I had a roommate and he didn't date much. But there was a girl that had a thing for him and he started dating her. They were obsessed with each other, always cuddling, just staying in and doing nothing but each other. They were listening to the most corny songs that you can imagine and telling each other, I love you, every single minute of the day. And of course that she got bored of this nonsense very quickly. He gave up the gym, his social life and all the other things that he was doing that made his life interesting. He was always available and never told her no. As a man, your life should always come first. You cannot be dropping everything in your life just to be spending time with her. And you can never bombard her with all of these I love yous. Always have the ability to say no and keep doing the things that you need to do in your life. And follow if you want to understand attraction properly. This is the most brutal lesson that I learned about dating when I was 18. My roommate was 30 years old and he had a friend the same age. And they were always going after girls and I still believed in Disney lies. I still believed in be nice, do everything for her. She'll love you when you're a great guy. So one day we were sitting in our room and my roommate told me, well, we did an experiment. For a month straight, I was going to be the nice guy. I bought the girls flowers, I gave them compliments and I was a great guy for all of them. And my friend here behaved like a total jackass. He ignored girls and didn't put in a lot of effort for them. And guess who got the most girls? It was the second guy that behaved like a jerk, while the nice guy only got friend zoned. So that's when I learned being nice does not attract women, it repels them. And follow for more dating tips. Here's how a guy that I knew got blown out by his girlfriends. Back in my uni days, there was a guy that really had it going with a girl. They liked each other and he did most of the things right in the beginning. He slept with her and saw her consistently, but then he fell into a trap. And so many men do this. He just gave her compliment after compliment. Just complete validation overload. Oh, you're so beautiful. I'm so lucky to be with you. And before you knew it, she lost all interest in him. She dumped him and he couldn't figure out why. The truth is that over-validating just kills attraction. She should be chasing you in the relationship. She should be giving you compliments constantly. Because you are the prize, not her. Because female beauty is normal and abundant if you're a guy that gets it. So never pedestalize her. And follow for more serious dating tips. Here's how long-distance relationships actually end. Back when I was a student, I knew a guy that flew all across Europe to study at our uni. Not because of the uni, but because the girlfriend was living nearby. He moves countries, he gets set up, and then he writes her, hey, I'm over here, let's meet up. And her response was like, yeah, I'm kind of busy, I don't have this time, and you're coming on so strong, blah, 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 blah. So he was like, what the f? just moved 1,000 kilometers for you. A few days later, she dumps him. He planned for months to be near to her, only for the circus to end before it even started. He was crushed and he started partying and chasing other girls. But there is a brutal lesson in this one. Women don't care about the sacrifices that you make. If you act needy, then she will lose respect. And especially in long distance relationships, never do them. Follow for more brutally honest dating advice. This is a story about how I used to be clueless about women. Back in my most desperate days, I used to hit up nightclubs in the hope to get lucky. One night I was talking with this girl and she was clearly into me. She was touching and flirting, and before you knew it, her friends were leaving us alone. They went home and it was already 5 a.m. so I walked home together with her. So we arrive at my place and she takes a sit on my bed. And I was so stupid that I took a chair just to sit on the opposite end of her. So we end up talking for 15 minutes with a weird vibe and then she left. Nothing happened and she never replied to my texts again. She was ready for it, but I made a big mistake and I screwed it up big time. That's when I realized that I have to stop winging it with women and dating. I had to learn proper game because I had just no clue what the I was doing. And because I had no idea what I was doing, I paid the price for it. Have you ever had an embarrassing dating experience? Let me know in the comments.
This is the dumbest thing that I used to believe about dating back in the day. Because back in the day, I thought that I could attract women no matter my style or no matter what clothes I wore. I used to think, well, I need to be lucky and I just need to say the right thing and then she will want me. But then one day a friend of mine told me, well, dude, you dress like a kid. It's no wonder that women don't take you seriously. And that hurt in the moment, but it was the brutal truth. Because my style and my clothes were just cheap and lazy. And even if I had charm or looks, my style ruined everything. So that summer I went all in and I saved up money to improve my wardrobe. I started studying style and men's fashion and I got rid of almost all my clothes. I bought almost all new outfits with well-fitting t-shirts, leather jackets, denim jackets, well-fitting jeans. And almost instantly women started to notice it. I got more eye contact and more compliments and more dates as a result of it. So start taking your style seriously because it makes a world of difference. It will make dating way easier for you. And follow for more dating tips. Here's why being unattractive is not the reason why you're not getting women. Because years ago I used to think that women only went for men that had model looking faces and six packs. So I convinced myself, whoa, I am just not that guy. And I told myself that I would have to settle for women that I was not even that excited about. But I eventually started to go to the gym to start to feel better about myself. And I saw that when I lost the weight, that more women wanted to talk to me. And then I started to clean my diet and work on my grooming and get a better haircut. And I saw that because of that I started to get more and more results the more I started to work on my appearance consciously. And that's when I realized that it's not about being genetically gifted. It's about becoming the best and most attractive version of yourself and putting in the work to make that happen. So even though I used to view myself as being ugly, I did the work to change that. And that's why you as a guy want to do the same thing. Because when you look your best, your confidence will skyrocket. And if you want to unlock that version of yourself, then follow this page. A man only becomes attractive when he can walk away from women. Because many years ago, I used to be starving for women's attention. So when I finally got some, I just clung onto it. I tolerated disrespect and I went on dates that were not leading anywhere. And I knew that something was off, but I stayed anyway. And the reason was because I was just afraid to walk away. But that was also the exact reason why I kept attracting the wrong women. And that's why eventually I realized that a man can only be attractive when he is willing to walk away. And you should be able to do that no matter how hot she is. Because you cannot tolerate low effort and disrespectful behavior. Because by walking away, you either filter out the wrong women or you get women to fall in line with you. So always respect yourself enough to just walk away because it only helps you in the long term in dating. And follow for more dating tips.